What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's the 3rd of April. Did you guys make it through yesterday's sell-off? We're going to take a look at Arcblock / Tether this morning. We're going to take a look over at Bitcoin, talk about some of my thoughts here on Arcblock and the rest of the markets. Guys, also had a pretty decent sell-off yesterday over in the stock market. Nothing too crazy, but definitely a gap down. Taking a look here at Arcblock, want to welcome everybody to the channel. Appreciate all of the support and the new and current, of course, subscribers. Arcblock had a down day yesterday. We were down 3.59%. Really not that bad. It held up very, very well as other projects were getting hit very hard. So it was a good sign to see. We had a nice support show up at one of our levels, and this is why I think it is anyways important to keep an eye on these levels on the chart that I share, because they are important and they work. So the level that we found support at yesterday for right now is $1.63,800. Right here, we wicked below that level slightly, closed above it, and we're getting a rally today. It doesn't get more perfect than this. Besides, we want to see a close higher in the green today. So far, this is playing out just as it should. Our low yesterday was $1.7265, and my level is, let's see here, the lows, $1.61, excuse me, 161,243. My level is at 163,800. Let me show you what it looks like on more zoomed in here. So we'll go to the 3-minute time frame, and you could see where we sold off right into the 163,800 level, traded around that for a little while, and then actually started to rally higher after putting in this higher low here. So for what it's worth, I always like to go into a smaller time frame, and I always talk about the 3-minute time frame, especially for trading. If you're a trader, I love that time frame. The 5-minute is okay as well. So we have support at $1.63,800. We have this very steady couple days down here right to support, and now we're getting a rally. Perfect. Things are working out perfect. What we want to do, maybe we trade sideways for a day or two, or we just really start to break out. You know, obviously we don't know what will happen with that. We'll keep an eye on Bitcoin. We're going to go over to Bitcoin shortly and look at that. We have two upper targets here, new targets, guys, above the market that we want to get to. So just like Arcblock pulls down and finds support and moves in the opposite direction from $1.63,800, we want to see Arcblock do the same to the upside. We want to see it hit these targets, and those targets can be resistance for a period of time as well. So once the price hits that level, you can expect a close below it, and maybe we start to trade lower for a period of time before continuing higher. And the same can go for this, guys. We could trade down to support, rally up for a little bit, and then roll over once again and start playing lower levels. We'll see. That's why we need to make higher highs and higher lows to get to the upper, these higher ones up here, and continue the uptrend. If the downtrend continues, we'll print a lower high here, and then we'll print a lower low, and then we'll be playing these levels down here at 149, 136, 200. Anyways, let's talk about higher prices for now. Next level, and this would put us into a higher high, would be $2.11. That's this purple line on the chart. That lines up just about at the 0.786 Fibonacci level, which is just about right there at 213, and my level is at 211. So very important area to watch here between 211 and 213 for Arcblock. We have my level, and then we have the 0.786 Fibonacci level, and that'll give us a higher high. Okay, next level above that to watch, which is a new level, is $2.31. That's this purple line right here, guys. That's going to put us up close to the highs of this consolidation, which were printed on the 23rd of February, and those highs are $2.39. So we'll see. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Things might look, not that things looked very bearish yesterday in Arcblock, but things can look bearish one day and then completely bullish the next day and flip that quick. That's why you have to be, you got to take the emotions out of the market and not think or, you know, have an idea or want it to do something. It's just makes it way harder. You can learn to read the charts will tell you, you know, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. The odds are favoring this, the odds are favoring that, etc. You know, it's time to be bullish. It's time to maybe step to the sidelines or even get bearish. So those are the two new levels, guys. $2.11, $2.31. We also have a higher low that was printed. So we have this higher high here on the 22nd of March. We have a pullback to a higher low on the 24th of March. We have another higher high on the 28th of March. And although aggressive, this is still a higher low on the 2nd of April. So this little uptrend within this larger consolidation is actually still trending higher. And today's action, especially after finding support at 163,800 perfectly, we could just be, you know, days away from printing another higher high, getting us up to 211 and perhaps even, you know, 231, which would be very nice. But we'll start with 211 for starters. So like I said, we're still within this much larger consolidation, which goes back to the 23rd of February. So the highs over there are $2.39. So we're still in a big consolidation, but it looks like we're making headway higher, and we're starting a little trend back to the upside. And these two new targets tell us that, you know, they might be closer than we think. 211, 231. Okay, so that is the bullish scenario for right now. Let's flip the coin here and talk about, let's remove that there, talk about if the markets continue to sell off. And we'll cover Bitcoin after this and see which way Bitcoin looks like it's ready to go. Or we'll talk about both sides, I should say. What we don't want to see here, now this would be for the bulls. Favor the bears, not good for the bulls. What we don't want to see here is a lower high printed, so not taking out the highs over here on the 28th. We don't want to see a lower high being printed. So let's say today is the high, right? We can't get any higher. We start trending lower, you know, as of tomorrow's candle, and we start doing something like this. 163,800 turns into resistance. Now we have a lower high and a lower low. We have a change in trend back to the downside. If that's the case, we're going to be more than likely visiting our levels at $1.49,800, $1.63, 200 for starters, and perhaps even lower, guys. There is a lot of support at $1.49,800, so that is a good sign. But like I said, we'll have to visit that, you know, if we start to print a lower high here and start making more headway in a southern direction, which would be lower. You can see all the candle wicks here, all the support at $1.49. It's very good to see. But like I said, we've got to keep a close eye on Bitcoin and pay attention to what it's doing. It runs the show. So that's your bullish scenario. 211 and 231 are new targets. Keep an eye on them. If we start to get above 231, guys, it doesn't take much, and we start to break the highs of this consolidation, and that's when the party can really get started, because we have a whole cluster of levels up here from 243 all the way up to 289. We should see some real volatility in that level because there's a lot of a lot of price targets. And then to the downside, like I said, keep your eyes on for this thing to print a lower high, because the leg that follows that can be nasty if the markets continue to be bearish. And below the market, 163,800, 149,800, 136,200. Let's take a look at what that looks like from the percentage point here. So from where we're at now to the new target, 211, you're at 12% higher. And then you're at 22% higher to 231. And then back to the highs of this consolidation, you're at 27%. If we move lower, back to 163,800, you're at 13, 149,800, you're at 20, and then 136,200, you're at 27%. So I think that'll cover everything for at least today, and we'll revisit this evening, tomorrow morning. I don't think things are going to get away from us below 136,200 or above 231,200, at least for today. But anyways, if they do, take a screenshot of this or write these levels down, and you can at least watch the price as it approaches either one upside targets or two downside targets. And let me know your thoughts on Arcblock down in the comments. Interesting to read people's perspective, people's thoughts, people's ideas on the markets. Over to Bitcoin, guys. BTC USD up $621, so just under a 1% move. We are playing some levels here. The 64,375 level is almost hit it yesterday, just about hit it today. Looks like we're trading just at the 6632 level in purple. We'll see what happens. Bitcoin's got to make a pretty large move to erase yesterday's sell-off, which was looks like we were down 6%, $4,200, big down day. But this could, our cup with handle is starting to get a little sloppy here, but it could still play out. Sometimes the markets, not everything's perfect, but you just have to, you got to be flexible. You got to be nimble here. So we'll see. I mean, Bitcoin, of course, could easily blast off here and take out yesterday's bearishness. We saw it right here. Look at this day right here on the 19th of March. Here's proof that it's possible. We were down 8.4% on that day on the 19th, and the day to follow, we were up 9.62%. 2 more days of selling. Markets started to rally again, but we'll see. We have a little bit of room here before things start to get dicey, because we have our high here, our double top, which came in at 73,494 level. We still have a higher low here. This area right here, so far our highs are on the 27th, is a lower high. We're pulling back. So far it's a higher low, but we don't want to see it continue much lower and print a lower low. That would not be good, and that can be very ugly and very bearish. What we want to see is the lows hold. So far they're at like 64,375, and we want to print a higher high, taking out that level at 71,335 and continue this trend higher. We have some much higher price targets for Bitcoin. Doesn't mean they're going to be hit, but if price starts to move that way, of course, we'll keep a close eye on them. All right, guys, that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching. If you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and join us. Hit that thumbs up. All links down below do help support the channel. Appreciate if you use those. And of course, feel free, let me know your thoughts down in the comments on whatever you want. Bitcoin, Arcblock, any other projects you want me to check out, leave them down in the comments. You guys have a great Wednesday. Take care.